Guys, welcome back to the channel and thank you for tuning in today. In today's video, I'm going to show you how I make my Nigerian sausage rolls. Super tasty and absolutely beautiful. If you are new to the channel, please don't forget to click the subscribe button, like this video and share with your friends. Drop your thoughts about the video in the comment section and let's just get started. Into my bowl, I'm going to, okay, so these are the ingredients I'm going to be using. All ingredients as usual, I'm going to put them in the detailed measurements in the description box, so please don't forget to check them out um while watching the video, or when you are ready to make your own, just check the full details of the ingredients list in the description box. So into my plain flour, I have my paprika powder, my baking powder, sugar, um cinnamon, salt. Like I said, I'm going to have the detailed measurements of all ingredients in the description box. So for milk today, I do not have evaporated milk, so I just decided to show you guys how I'm going to achieve that using a powdered milk. So I'm using 1 cup of powdered milk and I added 1 cup of cold water. So the most important thing is to use like really cold water. So even if you don't have milk and you just want to make use of water, just make sure that the water is really chilled. So that's about it. So now I'm mixing my dry ingredients, and for my sausage rolls I like it to have a bit of color, so I that's why that basically that's the reason I added the paprika powder. And then I noticed that the one I added before was not enough, that's why I added 1 more spoon into it. So into the plain flour, I'm going to be adding my unsalted butter. So if you're using salted butter, just be careful when you're adding. If you in fact if you are using a salted butter, you might not necessarily need to add salt into your dry ingredients. Does that make sense? So like, you just, personally, while mixing all these things, I like to taste as I go, because once you're done with this stage and you are baking, there's absolutely nothing you can do. So yes, so even some, and while sometimes when I make use of salted butter, in some cases I always have to add like a pinch of extra salt into my plain ingredients. So that's why I say that when I'm baking, I just taste these things like along the way to be able to gauge, like, even though I will not get the perfect gauge because it is not like well baked yet, but then I'll still be able to measure it to a large extent. So I'm just going to um melt the butter. Obvious, no, we're using obviously I use like really cold butter as well. And then I just like the way you do your meat pie, I just mixed the butter into the dry ingredient and then got a breadcrumbs effect, and that's about it. Make sure you're using cold butter as well. So now after mixing that, I've added the cold milk, and it is time to get our hands dirty. So you just want to mix the whole ingredients together, and that's about it. You're going to mix the whole ingredients together, so I'm not going to speed up this part because I want you guys to see that I am not kneading. I am just trying to, mix the ingredients together. Um we're not making bread, so basically you don't need to knead, you just need to mix the ingredients together. So basically what I am doing is to put the ingredients together to make a mold, if that makes sense. So that's just basically what I'll be doing. You guys can see. So the remaining parts that are still not formed, I'm just picking them up and adding it together to just make a mold. So please try not to knead your dough. So after doing this, I'm just going to set it aside in my refrigerator to cool off, to rest the dough. If you don't have a refrigerator, you can just place it on your work surface to make the dough rest. For sausages, I'm going to be using this sausage, and yes, this particular sausage is very bland, and so you need to so depending on the sausage you are using. I know for the pork ones, sometimes, like most times, the pork sausages that I have gotten are usually spiced, like, but this particular one I can't. I'm going to try to look for the pack so that I'll know the name. This particular one was not spicy, so I added, like, just feel free to add all your spices. And I lost some clips of where I added other spices, but I'm, like I said, in the description box, so I'm going to put the detailed measurements of everything that I used to spice my sausage in there as well, so please check it out. So I just basically put the sausages in the blender, added all my spice and mixed it within the blender. So that's just it for the filling. So now for our dough has rested and it's time to prepare it. So onto my work surface I put flour just so it is easier for me to roll out the dough, and that's just basically what I'm doing now. You want to roll out the dough to get a particular shape, and just this, like I said, this video is not going to be sped up, just so that you guys can see the raw, like how I am doing it. So yes, I've gotten, obviously this is not a shape. I'm going to now, after flattening it out, now I'm going to now use my pizza cutter to get out the shape that I want. If you don't have a pizza cutter, please, you can use your knife, but just be careful if you are using a work surface like I am using. So be careful so that you don't destroy your work surface with the knife. So yeah, I just thought to put that out there. So I'm just going to be getting this square shape, and that's just about it. I think I have about I showed about two more clips of how I achieved this, so please, we are in this together. I'm deciding to, like, take you guys through every process. So now that I've gotten the shape that I want, it's not perfect, but I can work with it. Now I'm going to be using my egg wash. I showed where um I was trying to prepare the egg wash. So I'm just going to use my egg wash all over the dough. Some people just put it on the edges, but me, I just like to put it everywhere because that's just what I like to do. But I can still use the egg wash on the on the edge, on the surface. So what am I saying? You guys get what I'm trying to say. I'm just going to put the egg wash all over the dough, and now it's time to put my fillings. So you need to be very careful when doing this. You don't want it to be too much because, like, it's just going to be messy if you put too much. Yeah, so just put a decent amount, yeah, on the sausage before rolling it over. So yeah, you just roll over, and this is what I like to do when I roll the first one. I try to, gently press it down, and that's the last rolling, so you have to be very careful. I remember that that's part of why we put egg wash, so it will lock the dough together. Yeah, so now I'm done locking it. It's time for me to cut. So this part is just like you have to just use your discretion to know the amount you want to get out of each roll. So after cutting, like in this case now I'm getting three, and after cutting it, I'm just going to use my fingers to press the side just to have like a decent shape, and that's just basically about it. So I'm just going to be showing you guys another clip of how I'm going to get my how I'm going to roll out my dough. And like I said, guys, I decided not to speed up this part because I want this video to be as detailed as possible so that anyone who is unable to make sausage roll can watch this video and follow the steps and get it. So that's why this video is not sped up. So yeah, that's basically what I'm doing. I'm just going to use my cutter to cut out the edges and just have a and try to have a precise square dough. Yeah. Now I'm putting my egg wash just like I did the other clip, putting my egg wash, and then after putting the egg wash, I'll be putting the filling. And yeah, it's just this is just the process. You just have to follow through. And like I said, don't forget, don't put too much. Put as much as would be enough, but not too much so you don't mess things up. And yeah, so that's just basically it. After putting this filling, I realized that, guys, I did not do technical drawing in school, so it's more getting precise shapes. So I noticed that my dough was not looking even, so I decided to just you know give it a better shape, and this was like better. So as usual, you just roll it gently, 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 and for the last part, you have to lock it up. So that's part of why we use the egg wash. So now you're going to cut it now into the you're going to cut the long roll into the amount you want. So yeah, can you see I'm locking it again? I'm locking it, and you can press it with your fingers. Just make it That's just about it. Now I'm using the egg wash on the dough. I'm using the egg wash just like I would do my Nigerian meat pie, and that's just it. So I baked using 180 degrees Celsius. Yeah, 180 degrees for like 30 minutes. And this is what we have, guys. Very nice, tasty Nigerian sausage roll. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.